Welcome to a quick guide to positive parent communication. My name is Steve Egbert. I'm the program manager with Discovery Club, St. Paul Public Schools school-age childcare program. I've been working in school-age care for over 20 years. The following presentation is meant to start a conversation about how you and your organization can build and strengthen communication with the parents of your youth. A one-page discussion guide is available to help facilitate that conversation at your site and with your colleagues. It is my belief that regardless of what youth-serving organization you work for, that good communication with the parents of your youth are critical to the success of your program. In the next few minutes, I will share examples of how you can build a positive rapport with parents, be intentional in your communication, and navigate difficult conversations. It is my hope that you will use the discussion guide to have a conversation with your colleagues and that you will be able to use some of what is discussed with the parents of your youth. So, before we dig in, here's why we are talking about positive parent communication. Parents are our customers as much as the children or youth that they send a program. We have a professional obligation to provide good customer service, which, especially in our line of work, is good communication. With that in mind, parents are partners in our organization's success. Their feedback and insight is invaluable to us as we reflect on the programming we offer so that we can make sure that we are meeting their needs and their children's or youth's needs. Parents are also partners in their children's success, and if we have good and positive communication with our parents, they are better able to support their children in being successful in our programs. From the moment we encounter the parents of our youth, we need to aim to build a positive rapport with them, and from that comes a positive relationship. This is important because it is possible that over the course of time in our program, we may have to have difficult conversations with parents about our programming or youth behavior. Firstly, know the communication avenues available to you and utilize them regularly. Beyond program information, share positive and child or youth-specific information with their parents. Do parents drop off or pick up from programming? If yes, this allows us an opportunity to have face-to-face conversations with parents on a regular basis. Greet the parent by name when you're able. Take a minute or two or less to share a story about their youth. They told me the funniest joke today, or your child was such a good friend today. I heard them tell another child. If parents do not pick up or drop off from program, you'll have to try a little harder to build good rapport. Can you send pictures of their child or youth engaged in programming through apps like Class Dojo, Seesaw Family, Constant Contact, Remind, or one of the many apps available that your program has access to? Perhaps sending home the occasional positive note or email. Youth are mostly good, so it follows that most of our communication about them should be to relay the good stuff that they are doing. If you do this regularly, then if and when you do encounter a time where you need to communicate about a behavior issue or have a difficult conversation, that won't be your first or only type of contact with the family. When having a face-to-face conversation, please be aware of what you are saying to the parents when you aren't talking. Over 70% of communication is nonverbal. This includes our body language, posture, facial expressions, as well as your verbal tone, pace, and proximity. Be intentional about using open body language. Avoid crossing your arms or being closed off. If you are someone who gestures when talking, be sure that your gestures are conveying calmness. Avoid pointing at the parent or their child or youth, or being overly fast, or using big movements. Palms out can convey openness. Be aware of your tone. If the parent is agitated or upset, don't match their tone. Try to use a tone and a volume that is softer and quieter. Be aware of your proximity. Create space for yourself if needed. Be careful not to loom over or cross into personal space, as this can be interpreted as aggressive. Your body language can help determine the tone of the conversation. Be intentional in how you set the tone. Be aware that words carry emotion, and choose your words carefully. Use descriptors. What exactly happened? Just the facts. Avoid blame and judgment. When in conversation, here's some tactful phrases you could use with parents to gather more information. Help me understand what you're saying. Or, I want to understand. I appreciate how important this is to you. I'd like to explore more of what you're saying. Let me go ahead and write this down. And always, it's okay to pause the conversation. Use phrases like, I'd like to look into this more, or let me take some time to gather some more information. And can we set a time to discuss this further? When having a difficult conversation with a parent or dealing with a complaint, remember to laugh. Listen, apologize, fix, and follow up. Listening. Be an active listener. Use some of the tactful phrases mentioned in the last slide. Help me understand. I appreciate how important this is to you. Be sincere. It's always okay to take notes and ask questions. Apologize. When apologizing, you don't need to take responsibility for things that happened that were out of your control, but apologize for the situation, or apologize that the event that the parent is talking about occurred. Be empathetic. Fix. Work with the parent to come up with a reasonable fix for the situation that you are talking about. It is always okay to ask for support from your supervisor if you're unclear what you or your organization can do to fix the situation. The important thing is to come up with an action that addresses the parent's concern. Follow up. After the fix has been initiated, check back with the parent to see how it went. Check back again a week later. This will demonstrate that you were sincere in wanting to help the parent work through whatever the situation was that you addressed. Please use the one-page reflection form to discuss what was covered. Think about how you currently build rapport with parents. Are there other ways that you would like to incorporate to further build a positive rapport? When having conversations with parents in your program, practice your body language. Be aware and be intentional in your gestures, posture, facial expressions, as well as your verbal tone and pace. Be intentional in your word choice. Be descriptive rather than judgmental. Use tactful phrases. And come up with ones that are natural to you. And of course, remember to laugh. Listen, apologize, fix, and follow up.